Hey guys, Samurai Logic here, and today we're going to be making another Rainbow Six Siege video. Now today, I won't actually be playing a game, but instead I'll just be going through the loadouts that I have. So, as you see, I have a lot of operators, but for all you Rainbow Six Siege players who've been playing for a long time, you would notice that I don't have every other operator, every single operator. So I'm not exactly gonna go through all of them. I'm gonna go everybody up to the Navy SEALs, which would be Blackbeard and Valkyrie, because those are all the operators I have in order. Because after them would normally come Capitan Caveira, but before you start hating me, I don't like either of them. So I like jumped Habana and Echo, and then I went back in order. Well, kind of. I don't have Mira, so that's what I'm saving up for. So yeah, let's get started. First off, we have Sledge with his M590A1. I personally use his L85A2. As you see, I run ACOG, flash hider, vertical grip, no laser sight, and you can choose whichever skin you want. I mean, honestly, I have a lot since Thatcher used to be my main. But yeah, so either way, yeah, let's keep going. I don't really use a shotgun because honestly, I find shotguns to be, well, very inconsistent. But yeah, for a secondary, I run as SMG-11 with a reflex compensator and a vertical grip. I don't really use the P22.6. I mean, honestly, because why would you use a pistol if you got a freaking SMG or a machine pistol? But yeah, then I run a frag grenade for his gadget because honestly, a good fragger is the best fragger in my opinion. Next up, we have one of my favorite operators. If you watch my early Rainbow Six Siege videos, you would know that when I only had Thatcher and Capcan, well, I'd use these guys on it daily. So I use this L85A2 because I find that the superior gun. I see people using his AR-33. I don't know why, but for all those who probably want to use that, I use the ACOG compensator, vertical grip. But for my main gun that I use, the L85, I use the ACOG compensator and vertical grip. I know why you're asking, why would you choose something different for Sledge and Thatcher, because they have the same gun. Well, honestly, I don't know why. I just didn't want to make it look like he was copying. And since he doesn't have the machine pistol, I obviously go his handgun, and I use a breach charge on Thatcher. So yeah, that's my boy Thatcher. Then we have Ash. I tried maining into Ash, but I don't really. It's okay. How do I explain this? It's really weird. First, I did the stronger gun, the R4C, which I currently use. Sometimes I switch. I use reflex or holographic. Honestly, it's up to you. I mean, I use reflex more because you can. Honestly, I think that it's the superior sight. Like holographic is mainly for close range. So like, if you want a comparison, like in different matches, in your attacker try and like shoot a camera with a reflex, and then try and shoot a camera from far away with a holographic, and you'll see the difference. So then. I use reflex, compensator, and vertical grip, obviously, since she doesn't have anything else. And yeah, I got the little Ash chibi over here. But yeah, but then when I found the R4C starting to get a little bit weird on me, then I went to the G36C. That was an interesting time. I mean, it's a good gun, just like the R4C, but the only reason why I stopped using it is, well, because the damage is lower. I know what you're gonna say, Samurai. It's only a 1 damage lower, and she still has ACOG, so I think you should use that. Well, honestly, I just like the superior gun. It also has a better fire rate, so yeah. But yeah, when I went to my G36C stage, I used ACOG, muzzle brake, and a vertical grip. And for her secondary, I used the M45. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that, with a muzzle brake and a laser sight. And for a gadget, I use her stun grenade. I do not know why you need somebody who uses a breaching round and you have a breach charge on her. I honestly think that's just stupid. I mean, why don't you just go Habana with a breach charge? I see people doing that. I still think they're stupid for doing that, but it's my opinion. Is Thermite. I remember when I got Thermite, I was really good with him. He used to be one of my mains. I don't really use a shotgun. Well, I mainly would use it for like castle or pulse. But yeah, I remember the days I used to run like a holographic on shotguns. But yeah, I run a reflex and no laser sight. And then the primary gun I use is the 556x1 assault rifle, which is really good. I use the ACOG vertical grip and compensator with a laser sight. Honestly, because I always find guns like these, like, I don't really know why I run laser sight on this gun. Probably because I honestly don't know. That's just like a personal thing. It's up to you. So yeah, I use the same gun as Ash with this one, and again, I use stun grenade as the gadget. So yeah, that's my boy, Thermite. And doesn't he look like a German? I mean, my gosh. Next, we have my main, Twitch. Yes, the good old Twitch. So yeah, I use her F2 assault rifle, which I think is a superior gun out of all of them. I mean, I don't know, I see some people using the 417 marksman rifle, which I honestly find stupid. And then we got the SG CQB shotgun. I don't really see people running it on attack, but I do sometimes see people doing it for like Doc and Rook. But yeah, honestly, when I just started and I got Twitch, I used her F417 because I was like, hey, it's like the biggest, it's like the best damage. But then I learned that it's not always about damage. So yeah, what I run on her F2 is the ACOG, muzzle brake, and compensator. I used to run compensator on her, but the recoil on this gun is already crazy, so I guess you should lower the recoil as much as you can. And for those who use the 417, I run an ACOG, compensator, vertical grip, and a laser sight. But I barely use it. Actually, I haven't used it since I had the beta. And for secondary, I use the LFP 586, or as normal people say, her revolver. And as you see, I got the nice showdown skin for it. I think everybody actually has it, I don't know. And then for her gadget, I use a breach charge. Next up, we have Monte. I think I am one of the only people in the world who are terrible with shield operators. So yeah, oh my gosh, I did not know I did this, but yeah. Yeah, sorry, it showed that I was using the P9 when I meant to be using the revolver. So yeah, honestly, I use a stun grenade. I don't know why I barely use Montaigne. Actually, I'm gonna make it smoke. But either way, I don't really use shield ops because, as I said, I'm probably one of the only people in the world who are terrible with shield operators. After Montaigne, we got my favorite, like my #1 favorite counter-terrorist unit, the Spetsnaz unit, which consists of glass, fuse, you know, why am I telling you? You already know. By the way, yeah, for glass is OTS-03, which is the only gun, the primary gun he has. Yeah, for that, I use his reflex and muzzle brake, as everybody uses the muzzle brake. I mean, a lot of people I see like either use like the red dot for it, which which probably would be the only gun I use red dot for. I mean, yeah, it's up to you. I mean, I use reflex because I kind of like that Spetsnaz has their own personal gun, and I think it's just dope. So yeah, that's my loadout for glass. And for secondary, I use the Spetsnaz custom PMM because, well, it's amazing. I mean, the recoil is actually really good now that I look at it. Well, no, because I normally run a suppressor with it because it's so gosh dang loud on defending. So yeah, and for his gadget, I use the smoke grenade. Now, our good old hostage killer fuse. Now, that depends which loadout I use. I mean, I kind of alternate between his LMG, the 6P41, and the AK-12. Now, honestly, it's up to you right now because I got this really dope skin for it. And also now I'm looking at the stats, the LMG is better. It looks, well, actually no. They're both really good, and I like how Spetsnaz has their own like custom sights. But yeah, I like the LMG more. So yeah, I mainly use his LMG, the 6P41. Sometimes you do AK-12. I mean, it's up to you, but I'll do both. Yeah, so for that I use his ACOG, flash hider, and vertical grip. And for the AK-12, I use again the ACOG, vertical grip, and this time I change it up by using a compensator. And again, I use the Spetsnaz personal PMM handgun with his breach charge. Now, at first, come at me if I'm wrong, but I do not remember Fuse having a smoke grenade. I seen people having that in the middle of a match, and I was like, wait, who has a smoke grenade? We have no shield operators, and we don't have glass on our team. And I seen Fuse throw it down. I was like, when did Fuse get a smoke grenade? But either way, yeah. So Fuse has a smoke grenade. So yeah, just comment down below when he got a smoke grenade. So yeah, that was my loadout for Fuse. Let me just change it back. Next up, we're getting into our favorite German operators. Again, I barely use shield operators because I'm complete trash with them. But yes, we have the GSG-9. I have this cool headgear for Blitz, but either way, yeah. I use this P12 as always with a muzzle brake and a laser sight. And for his gadget, I use a smoke grenade. For some reason, I'm gonna change it to breach charge. I mean, honestly, it's up to you between smoke grenade and breach charge. Next, I'm going to actually, I don't use her, but I find her underrated. Like, I barely use, sorry for that, it's correct. I barely use, IQ, but like, one time I was like, yeah, whatever. And I chose IQ, and I'm telling you, not lying, I got 3 kills right off. I got 3 kills right off the start of the match. So yeah, I use her 552 Commando. Sometimes I may use her AUG A2. They're both good guns. I used to think only her Commando was the superior gun until I tried the AUG A2, and turns out it is equally good as the 552 Commando. I never really used her light machine gun, because honestly, I forgot she had one, so I'm gonna have to remember to try it. So yeah, I'm gonna go through the loadouts now. I use ACOG, muzzle brake, and vertical grip on the Commando, and on the AUG A2, I used ACOG and compensator, since she doesn't have a stock. And then for her LMG, I use ACOG, flash hider, and vertical grip. So yeah, and for her secondary, I use the P12 again, since it's the only one you have, but with the suppressor, so when she destroys gadgets, you won't know where she is. And for her gadget, I choose a breach charge. Now, next we have our favorite Canadian, Buck. Now, I honestly do not know. When I first got Buck, I would use the Cameras. That's what I call it, the Cameras marksman rifle. But then I changed to his C8 SFW until I seen that recoil in actual gameplay, and I was like, holy crap. So yeah, honestly don't know, because I can't decide either to use his marksman rifle or his assault rifle. I don't care. Either way, his skeleton key is OP. But yeah, let's go through that. So yeah, I use his ACOG, compensator, and a laser sight because that recoil is atrocious. And then for the marksman rifle, I go ACOG, muzzle brake, and laser sight. So yeah, and for the secondary, obviously I use his MK1 9mm handgun, and I'm very proud to say that I got my first black ice skin. It just looks so beautiful. So yeah, I use it with a suppressor. And then I use frag grenades on Buck because again, a good fragger is the best fragger. And so yeah, that's my loadout for Buck. Now, one of my old mains. Oh my gosh, how I used to main Blackbeard. Oh, it wasn't even funny. I would be popping caps like grapes. But yeah, like, me and his marksman rifle is just too good. I mean, I can even show you my KD with Buck. No, not by, my KD ratio with Buck is 1.2. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. But yeah, I use his marksman rifle, the SR-25, and for that I use the ACOG, muzzle brake, vertical grip, and laser sight. Just because it's a marksman rifle, and sometimes I think I should have extra aim even though I don't need it. And sometimes I may use his MK17 CGB, which I see a lot of people going. So for that, I use ACOG, muzzle brake, vertical, and laser sight. Yeah, that's a good one. And ever since the recent update for Phantom Sight, now Buck has the ability to add attachments on the Deagle other than a laser sight. So yeah, for the Deagle, I use the muzzle brake, no laser sight. And yeah, I use his breach charge instead of stun grenade. So yeah. Next, for now we're going on to defenders. So yeah, we have Smoke going up here. So yeah, I use his FMG9. I know a lot of people use like his M59, basically a shotgun. But yeah, I like his FMG9 and the new attachments they put on it. So yeah, I personally go his holographic. I mean, honestly, it's up to you. You can either go holographic or red dot. I mean, that's my opinion. So yeah, I go holographic, muzzle brake, and a laser sight. And again, I use his SMG11 just with a holographic compensator. Actually, I didn't even know I forgot to equip one. So yeah, holographic compensator and a vertical grip. And for him, I use an impact grenade, because I find that, again, the good fragger is the best fragger. And now we have Mute, who used to be, again, one of my mains in the past. First loadout, I used the MPK5 SMG with a holographic. Yeah, I know, I use bulky holographics on SMGs like that. So yeah, I use holographic, compensator, and laser sight. And again, I use this SMG as a machine pistol with a reflex, compensator, and vertical grip with a nitro cell, because I love nitro cells, just keep catching people off guard and just blowing them up. So yeah, Castle, my main man. I go his UMP-45. I remember when playing CSGO, that was my main, like that was the main gun I would always head to when I bought a gun on the next round. UMP-45. The days. So yeah, obviously I use this 45. I sometimes use a shotgun, but again, I find shotguns to be inconsistent, so that's why I use this submachine gun. Yeah, I use a holographic compensator and a vertical grip with a laser sight. And for secondary, I use the M45, the pistol. And for his gadget, I use impact grenades. Now I see people using bulletproof cameras. I tried it one time. I just found it boring. Like, all you had to do was just like place one thing and you're done. Like with impact grenades, you can get in close battles and have a better chance at winning. But you know, that's other people's opinion. Now for pulls, honestly, I don't really go pulls because I don't really like pulls that much. I only bought him so I can get in order with operators. But yeah, I use the same thing as castle, holographic compensator, vertical grip, laser sight, and I use a nitro cell. Obviously, I mean, who doesn't? And I use the same handgun. Oh yeah. I'm always trying. And for some reason, I'm really bad with pulse. So that like when everybody's looking, everybody's like, no wonder why you're blind. Next, we have Doc. Honestly, I don't really use Doc because, like most people would say with Blackbeard, I find him just really sweaty. But yeah, for Doc, I use his MP5. I know lots of people like to go to P90, but I like to kind of diverse it up. I go P90 with Rook and MP5 with Doc. Now, I know some people use the SG, the shotgun with Doc, but I just find the MP5 the best choice. So yeah, I go ACOG, muzzle brake, vertical grip. And for his P90, I go ACOG, muzzle brake, laser sight. And for secondary, I go the revolver with a bulletproof camera as his gadget. So yeah, that's my loadout for Doc. And for Rook, which honestly I like better than Doc, I go his P90. So yeah, as you see, I go P90, ACOG, muzzle brake, laser sight. And for secondary, I go the revolver. Now, honestly, this is like one of the only, actually, I have multiple operators who I do this with, but Rook is one of my operators that I don't use as deployable shoot, because I just find it awkward. I mean, like, he's a 3 armor operator already. I mean, like, how much and he has armored plate. Okay, this is basically what I'm trying to say. Rook, he's a 3 armor, 1 speed operator. He has he placed down plates that gives you even more armor, so technically he'd be like a 3.5 armor operator. Then he has a deployable shield. How much armor do you need? So yeah, I go his impact grenade instead of his deployable shield. Next up, there is my old main for defenders. I hate when everybody says Capcan is trash because he's amazing. So yeah, I have Capcan, my OG man. I use his 9x19 VSN, like my OG SMG. Sometimes I use his SASG 12, or as I like to call it, the Sausage 12. I mean, honestly, it's SASG if you say it as a word, sausage, basically. So yeah, I use the 9x19 VSN, and if I want to be a troll, then I use the Sausage 12. But yeah, for the 9x19 VSN, again, for Spetsnaz, I use the custom sight. So we have reflex, compensator, and vertical grip. Yeah, and since Capcan was my OG, I had to deck him out with like the best skins. So I like have whatever how you call that. I have Verk. Well, I got that from an alpha pack, and I have the elephant pack for my boy. So yeah, that's my boy Capcan. And I use again the custom Spetsnaz gun, the PMM handgun. And I actually alternate between impact grenade and nitro cell with Capcan because honestly they're both good. So yeah, and then the Lord and Savior Tachanka. For him, I use, well, actually, I I only win like one match using the SMG, because normally I like roam Tachanka and place his turret in like wacky dacky places to just make everybody mad. But yeah, to make people even more mad, I just finished them off of freaking the Sausage 12. So yeah, for his SMG, it's the same one from Capcan, but his Sausage 12, I go Reflex, no barrel, and vertical grip. Now, sometimes if you want to spice things up, have a better ADS time, you can use the angle grip. I remember I used to do that for his for when I used Capcan in the Sausage 12. But yeah, I kind of changed to the vertical grip for it. And for the secondary, you already know, the custom PMM handgun. And I use the deployable shield for Tachanka, the Lord. Now, we're getting back to our favorite Germans, Jaeger. I remember when I got Jaeger and I used to mate, and me and him were like really tight. Like, me and him were good. First, I don't use his shotgun, honestly. I don't believe. Again, I told you, I find shotguns really inconsistent. So yeah, I use his 416C carbine with a reflex, muzzle brake, and vertical. I used to go holographic on his 416C carbine. I mean, honestly, it's up to you. I mean, when I was decking people out, I was using his holographic, so again, up to you. So yeah. And for a second, I used the P12 because that's the only secondary that GSG9 has, and I used the deployable shield. Next up, we have my old main when I was maining Mozzie and Bandit. Bandit, obviously, as you already said it. So yeah, I use his MP7 submachine gun because it is, in my opinion, is one of the most wacky guns ever. When I mean wacky, I don't mean trash, because Twitch's gun is also one of the wackiest guns ever. The reason why I say wacky is because the recoil is insane. I mean, I can't tell you how hard I be pressing on right stick to keep the recoil like okay before I like freaking shoot through my TV. So yeah, for Bandit, I use his MP7 with the reflex, muzzle brake, and a laser sight so I know where I'm pointing at with this wacky recoil. I know for guns with high recoils, I normally go laser sight, except for Twitch's F2, which is like has the most recoil in the game, in my opinion. The reason why I don't do it for her gun is because I just find it straight ugly. I mean, look at it. Wait, no, that's Sledge. No, but I see people like in the end of the match, like kill cams and stuff. I see people rocking with Twitch's laser sight on her gun. I mean, look at this. Look at this. It is so ugly. Who wants to be walking around with that thing that takes up half your screen? That's so ugly. I don't want to be shooting people looking at that in the middle of my screen. It just blocks my view and stuff. So yeah, that's why I don't use laser sight on Twitch. Also because I find it pointless. I don't need it for Twitch. I've been using her so much that I honestly don't need any help with aiming with her. So yeah, I use his MP7 with the P12. Okay. You know, I gotta stop with this P12 thing. So yeah, you already know, the P12, and for his I use the nitro cell. I used to use his barbed wire so I can get like shock wire, but I see people be using nitro cell with Bandit, and like honestly, I just wanted to try it out. So yeah, that's my loadout for Bandit. Next up, we have Frost. Honestly, I don't use her Super 90 because, again, I don't like shotguns. Her 9mm, her submachine gun, honestly, as many times as I've seen people completely destroying with it, I expected more from it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad gun, but the reason why I don't really use Frost is because it's just, compared to other people, it's just whack. So yeah, I use her submachine gun, the 9mm C1, with a reflex and an angle grip. The reason why I don't do anything is because all she has is a suppressor and an extended barrel, and I don't use either of those on any gun. So yeah, that's my loadout for Frost. And you already know, I use my black eye skin. Haha. And I use barbed wire. Excuse me. And last but not least for this video, until I get like almost every single operator, I have Valkyrie with their MPX. I mainly use this gun because honestly, for an SMG, it has almost little to no recoil, which makes it amazing. And honestly, I just love the way it's shaped. I mean, just look at it. It's like this is really cool SMG. So yeah, I use her MPX. Sorry for these voice cracks. I don't use her SPAS 12 because, well, again, I don't like shotguns. I mean, I see people just roaming around with Valkyrie and her shotgun just popping everybody one tap. But those are the people who are on my team and later on just get completely threesomed. If you get my joke. Either way. But yeah, they get total, like, they get triple teamed and just die a couple seconds later. And for her D50, the Desert Eagle, as they would say in CSGO, I use the muzzle brake on it. With, again, she's one of the operators who has a deployable shield, but I don't use it, that I talked about earlier, that I do with like Rook, because honestly I don't think the man needs that many armor, that much armor. So yeah, I use Valkyrie's Nitro Cell instead of the deployable shield, because I just find it too much. Well, not really too much, I just find it pointless, because with Valkyrie, I'm not going to be camping in a corner somewhere, like Echo or something. Not trying to diss on Echo or anything. But yeah, that is my loadout for all the operators up to the Navy SEALs. So yeah, those are all my operators. So remember guys, to hit that like button and hit that subscription button, tap the notification button so you can get word on when I make vids. And remember, everybody, you learn something new every day.